Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome back to Daytona Milton Keynes for race 2 of the Elite Karting Series Round 7. We're on the international circuit, 1.3 kilometres in all, and we're ready to go down to our grid for this second race. Andrew McWilliam starts on pole position, his fastest lap in that previous race. Absolutely incredible, 1.1 seconds faster than Alex Brazier in second. Phillip, Baboolal and Tiley-Gooden make up row 2, two Milton Keynes regulars occupying the same row. Another Milton Keynes regular, Don Balasatis, is on row 3 alongside Salvador Newman, who'll be happy with his 6th place start considering his trials and tribulations in the first race. Nick Fallon is in 7th position. Jacob Ekiwel joins him on row 4. The two drivers will be hoping to make some progress throughout the course of this race. Jack Whitehouse is in 9th position with Adam Thompson joining him on row 5. Chris Bowers and Dane Christensen are row 6 with Tyler Thom making up the rest of the grid. Andrew McWilliam on pole position once again, knowing what he needs to do to make his job very, very easy into race 3. These are by far, though, the most trying conditions thus far in the EKS, and probably just about as wet as this racetrack can get. The deluge over the last 10 minutes has been absolutely intense. But we're ready to get going and we're ready to race. And we're going to get a very, very real test here in the next 10 minutes. Here we go then, preparing for the green flag. And it's lights out and away we go. And it's a good start for Andrew McWilliam, who immediately goes over to the wet line into turn 1. Nick Fallon trying to make his way up a couple of spots. Now on the inside of Don Balasatis as we go down into turn 2, but not quite able to break as well as he would have liked into that part of the track. Just so difficult. Gets a good run on the outside here though, going to try and go all the way around the outside here now with Alex Brazier. Almost ran out of road on the right hand side, and the end of it is that Nick loses out on a couple of positions, Luke.
A good start by everyone there, not much in the way of contact at all, which is really tricky in conditions like this. Nick Fallon now, he's got a kart on his inside and a kart on his outside. I believe that is Jamie Tiley-Gooden on his outside, and I think that is Salvador Newman. It is indeed on his inside. Now can Nick get Sal back as they go through turn number 6? They are still side by side. Now coming up to turn number 7, there's Salvador Newman on the inside, first time racing in the EKS. He is still up the inside. Nick on the outside. Is he going to get better traction out of the corner? They are still side by side. Heading down to turn number 9, who is going to come out on top as they funnel their way through the S's? I think it is going to be Salvador Newman. Great racing there between the two of them.
Here's Adam Thompson making his way out of turn 8. Got a kart right ahead of them. He's going to try and get past on the inside. The run is fantastic from Adam Thompson. He gets himself up a spot at this stage. A really, really good move for him. Now into turn 9, though it's so difficult. He's going to just about be forced out wide. I think that might force him under pressure here down into the braking zone for turn 10, but gets the kart collected very, very nicely indeed. As you see in the top of your picture, Jamie Tiley-Gooden getting himself up a spot on the 107 kart. Adam might fancy a chance down the inside here, if at all possible, but it's not quite going to happen. We move to Phillip Baboolal, who's going to spin here onto the curb, and it's really, really awkward. Out of second position, he was starting to put pressure on Andrew McWilliam and spins around. Going to lose so many positions here. That's 3, 4, I think 5 positions maybe that Phillip lost there as Nick Fallon tries to set himself up with a position here on the outside line. He's got a really, really good run on the outside, but not quite able to find a way through. Here's the switchback once again. Tried that twice in a row now. Phillip Baboolal, as Don Balasatis has made up a position in the picture-in-picture on the top right-hand corner of your screen. Nick on the inside here down into turn 6 is finally going to get the run, and Nick Fallon is up a position.
So yeah, I think it was Alex Brazier there. Alex Brazier, he was in front of Don Balasatis as they made their way into turn number 5, but I think Alex went in a bit deep, went into the tyre wall, and as a result, Nick Fallon was able to make his way past, as well as also getting past the kart that was with him at the time, Salvador Newman. So Don Balasatis now in second place with Nick Fallon, I believe, in P3. As the kart's funneled away through, that steam you just saw there is coming off that puddle which they've all just driven through. It is absolutely soaking wet here at Milton Keynes, and yeah, the drivers are certainly getting a little bit wet as Adam Thompson now makes his way through the third to last corner on the circuit. Is he going to go for the move here at the inside? I think he is. Oh no, he's spun it round. Him and I think that's Jack Whitehouse have spun round. So the two of them, I think Adam's spun in sympathy there, as now Nick Fadden, he's making his way out of the final corner of the circuit, and he's looped it round a 2 as well, as he's now just been hit as well in the process of spinning. So they're all spinning out here. Now Adam Thompson, he's spun around 2. Everyone's spinning. Does anyone want to drive in a straight line? It's like Dane Christensen, that is. Dane Christensen's just crashed into the side of Adam Thompson, and the 2 of them, they are stuck. So they are beached up on the grass. And well, I think they're both alright. They're just signaling to each other, saying you're okay, and yet just giving each other the thumbs up. As now the marshal's trying to get Adam Thompson off the grass. He's now, I think he managed to get free, but that's really unlucky there. Nick Fadden spun it around first, then Adam spun it round, and then Dane got tangled up in it too. So a little bit of carnage there on lap 2 of the race.
Absolute carnage, as Phillip Baboolal has got some work to do, but he's not quite able to get through there on that occasion. Has to wait another couple of minutes, I'm sure, as you might have heard the remonstrations with himself that Nick had as he was spun around there down into turn 1. He's back going again now though, and trying to create some more progress in a positive direction as we go down into turn 8. It's actually Phillip who is just directly ahead of him here, Nick, I believe. But actually directly behind him, isn't he? So a couple of spots behind for Phillip Baboolal. He's going to try and put pressure on in a couple of moments' time, I'm sure. Andrew McWilliam, he's having a lonely time, isn't he? At the top of the order, he has really come in and put in a champion's drive so far today. But Don Balasaitis will try to keep him honest, I'm sure, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say with Nick Fadden, he does have an intercom, so he isn't speaking to himself. That's why you can hear him talking when we're on board with him. But yeah, Andrew McWilliam, he's absolutely flying here. Is that a move by Phillip Baboolal? That is. Where did that just come from? He was a good second behind there. Oh, there's a car off. There's a car off at the side of the circuit. I think it's Alex Brazier. It is Alex Brazier. He's just spun out. I think he was up in P3. So Alex Brazier, he spun it just out of shot. So Alex Brazier, that's really unlucky for him now, out of 3rd place. And I think he may be stuck at the side of the circuit. So drama there. Everyone's spinning out here. No one can keep it in a straight line.
As Nick tries to get one back on Phillip Baboolal, as down the inside he goes. Phillip sent it from a country mile back, and he goes around the outside now as Adam Thompson slows while that cart is being dug out of the grass. I think that's still Dane Christensen, actually, who's been around for quite a while. Here is Nick then, now behind Phillip Baboolal, trying to get back up the inside as we go into turn 6, just about gets through. That is a fantastic move if he can make it stick here on the outside line. He just about gets ahead, but Phillip is back up the inside, trying to get another position. He goes for 2 in 1, Phillip Baboolal, but he's not quite able to find a way through. And Nick Fadden having a very, very difficult time on the curbing as the field streams through here.
Salvador Newman, he's just spun out as well. I just saw in the corner shot there. So as Nick Fadden was getting overtaken by Phillip Baboolal, they both drove past Salvador Newman. So Salvador Newman, he just spun out of the race as well, out of 3rd position. So everyone is spinning out here. Does anyone want to be in 3rd? Alex and Salah both spun out of that position within the last lap. So Salvador Newman really unlucky there. First time racing the EKS. I think first time racing around here in the wet as well. And unfortunately he is down. As Nick Fadden's now spun. Does anyone want to drive in a straight line here? Nick Fadden is just spun out. And then I think he was up to about 6th position there.
Oh, look at that move from Phillip Baboolal as well, Luke. He goes down the inside and makes another position.
That's brilliant stuff. So Salvador Newman has just only spun out. He's just got back past Nick. So Salvador Newman is now up into 8th place. Nick now in 9th after his spin earlier on. Now Nick Fadden, he's looking back up the inside of Salvador Newman. Can Nick make this move stick? I think Sal's still on his outside. He is indeed. So these two running side by side through turns 2 and 3. And I think Nick now has got that position back. So Nick Fadden back up into P8.
Phillip Baboolal is still battling along as Don Balasaitis, I believe, has just been passed by Jamie Tiley-Gooden as well. So Phillip Baboolal battling with Tyler for 5th position. First time Tyler has driven a kart in the wet, and I think the first time most of our drivers have driven a kart in these type of conditions. I don't think I've seen spray too often as we just saw on Nick Fadden's kart as he was behind Salvador there. So really, really quite intense at the moment as we see going on through is the rest of the field. Interesting to see if Phillip is able to formulate a move here, or if there's going to be any more things happening with him from behind, as you see a battle between Nick and the driver directly behind him. I think that's actually Chris Bowers. It was at on the previous lap. I think it's now Salvador, isn't it? As Nick was able to have a battle and get his way back past. Here's Phillip Baboolal there going down into turn 10. Has he gone in a little bit deep? I think he has, and he's into the wall. Splash of a puddle as well. Good job he's got a wetsuit on. He'll get overtaken though, and I think that's Tyler that's managed to get himself past. Phillip goes back down the inside. The tyres a little bit more wet than they were before though. Not going to matter for Phillip Baboolal. his braking performance down into turn 10. Absolutely incredible.
He's making so many moves there into that corner, Phillip Baboolal. He did a fantastic job there up the inside of Tyler. He did that fantastic move a few laps ago as well. And so, yeah, Phillip Baboolal is doing a brilliant job here, recovering back through the field, now back up to P5 after that early race spin. Tyler Tom, by the way, he's a regular indoors, usually at Team Spot Dunstable, that's his local track, so he is quite experienced in karting, just not in the wet, not outdoors. So, yeah, this is only the second time ever that Tyler's driven a two-stroke kart. First time, like I say, driving anything in the wet. So he's doing a really good job here up in P6, right behind Phillip Baboolal, as we see Dane Christensen going for a shot. Obviously Dane was involved in that tangle with Adam Thompson early on, so that is why he's pretty much getting lapped here by Andrew McWilliam, who's just seen going for a shot. So yeah, Andrew did a really good job here in the lead of the race. I think he's about 10 seconds in front of Don Balasatis here, so the two of them did a really good job.
However, almost makes a mistake there down into turn 9, as someone does make a mistake directly in front of him. I think it's Dane Christensen, and Andrew sees it coming very early, does well to avoid it. He's about to embark upon his final lap of the race, so it'll be one more lap for Andrew McWilliam. Remember, he's going to score 25 more points here in race 2, so that would mean that he only has to finish in 8th position heading into that third race in order to take home the championship at the end of the day. Phillip again having a little bit of trouble down into turn 10. He's behind Jacob Ekuel at this point, and well, might just try. I think he thought about it down the inside, just taking that tighter line compared to everyone else. Here's Don Balasatis then in second position, pretty comfortably ahead of Jamie Tiley-Gooden on the final lap of the race. We'll wait and see if he's able to hold on to it though, because this is not easy.
And Jacob Ekuel as well, doing such a good job up in P4. I don't believe he has any wet weather experience either. I think he's barely ever driven in the wet before. He only started karting last year, and usually does indoor as well. So Jacob Ekuel doing a fantastic job here up in P4, although he's got Phillip Baboolal as they go 3-shot, actually right on cue. Phillip Baboolal, he's right behind Jacob Ekuel here, so can Phillip get back up into P4 after that early race spin? We will wait and see as they head now down through turn number 6.
As Phillip will try and get this position down into turn 7, has a little bit of a snap oversteer that's going to stop him really having a go at the move, and now he spins around, and that's Phillip Baboolal out of contention for that 4th spot. I think he's going to hold on to 5th ahead of Tyler Thom, all onto the curb on the right hand side. Frustrating for Phillip Baboolal, and well, I don't think he was passed in the end, so he gets away with it whatever happens. But Phillip, what could have been in this race, he hasn't really had the drive he would have liked. Someone who has had the drive of his dreams is Andrew McWilliam, as he takes the checker flag here to take victory in race 2. Only 8th position now required in order to win the championship at the end of the day. Another good drive from Don Balasatis, consistently putting in these performances in the EKS, and another 2nd position here. Not quite got to the top just yet, but this has been a pretty good run for him regardless. Phillip, he's going to crawl home in 5th position. I think overall he'll be pretty disappointed with how that race has gone. I think he probably would have liked to be up there on the podium. Also a difficult drive for Nick Fallon, but he's able to finish at least. Overall, productive race, Luke.
Yeah, so we've still got Nick Fallon then coming out the last couple of corners in P9. Nick doing a good job here of recovering, as Don Balasatis there doing a little bit of a fist bump with his best mate, Jamie Tiley-Gooden, so those two finishing in 2nd and 3rd. Also got Chris Bowes here coming across the line. He's going to come across the line and win in the heavyweight class. So Chris Bowes is actually the first heavyweight across the line. All the heavyweights crashed. Just Chris finished first out of them all, as yeah, Adam Thompson comes across the line then as 2nd in the heavyweight class.
Andrew McWilliam takes a victory in the 2nd race here in Milton Keynes. He takes himself within 13 points of that championship trophy. Heading in to the next race, he'll only need to finish in 8th. Don Balasatis is in 2nd position, 14.6 seconds back from Andrew, but a consistent drive allows him to secure that 2nd spot by 4 seconds to Jamie Tiley-Gooden in 3rd. Jacob Ekuel and Phillip Baboolal make up the rest of the top 5, obviously Phillip being in the wars quite a fair bit in that race. Tyler Thom is in 6th position with Jack Whitehouse behind him in 7th. Salvador Newman will be pretty happy with his 8th spot finish, even though he did have a couple of spins in that race. Nick Fallon is behind him in 9th with Chris Bowers in 10th. Adam Thompson finishes in 11th position. He was actually the 2nd fastest driver, or the 3rd fastest driver in that entire race. So really good drive from him, all things considered. But he does finish in 11th with Alex Brazier behind in 12th. Then it's Dane Christensen in 13th position with Terry Battersby not taking the start. Okay, so we're joined by Don Balasatis and Jamie Tiley-Gooden. That's got to be the worst condition you've raced this track in.
Yeah, yeah. It's like aquaplaning everywhere. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just like mad.
It was like the wettest I've ever driven, and the amount of puddles, and like I didn't think the race was going to go ahead, but yeah.
And you just about got through it, didn't you, in the end? And both finished pretty well. How do you think it's going to go in the feature race with the rain easing a little bit?
It's just basically if you don't spin, you're going to get a high position. So
Yeah, basically what Jamie said. It's like I don't think we can catch Andrew, to be honest. He's so quick, so much quicker than everyone else. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you in the after the race 3.